from our studios in the historic Brooks Mansion, located in Northeast Washington, D.C. This is Student Exposure.
Thanks so much for joining us for Student Exposure, this episode focusing on DC's Underground. It's time to get started with our first segment. During its time, the space beneath DuPont Circle in Washington, D.C. has been a trolley stop, a fallout shelter, and a food court. For the last 10 years, however, it's been nothing at all except for 14,000 square feet of decay. But now it's been giving new life as an ambitious art space. Let's find out more.
DuPont Underground is an effort to revitalize a long-abandoned space beneath DuPont Circle. I am the managing director of the DuPont Underground, and what that entails right now is wearing a lot of hats. We have two staff members, me and the guy who heads up real estate development. So I'm the point of contact for press and media, interested parties. I lead the tours, I manage the checkbook. Basically anything involving day-to-day things is what I'm about. I also serve on the board. We have 9 board members. What we're standing in right now was built in the late 40s as a trolley station, served in that capacity for about 13 years. And since 1962, when the entire streetcar system in DC has been shut down, the space has mostly been empty and abandoned. So the effort is to turn the space into a cultural destination where you might see art and design exhibits or live theater and music, dance, pop-up experiences. We have a long-term plan, but at the moment we're working simply to get the space open and begin to program it and get people down here. The idea is not to create an institution that could go anywhere in the city. The whole point is we're moved to try and create something right here. In the near term, to do what we want to do over the next 5 years, several million. But the long-term redevelopment of the space in a permanent way is going to easily be $40 to $80 million. Our progress is slow. It's a question of funding. We are a nonprofit, and our lease began at the end of 2014. We're getting no money from the city on this, so we have to find all of the funding ourselves for construction, operations, and staffing. It's an opportunity for local arts and design to express itself in a way that it currently can't. There are a lot of local experimental theater groups in the district that have no permanent home. They're very interested in working in a place like this. So we think it's a chance to showcase local talent in a way that it's not happening currently and foster some big ideas. We're also on Embassy Row, so we kind of are right at the footstep of the world, and we think this is a great chance to bring culture from overseas in a number of variety of ways to DuPont Circle. This is a very unusual project for the district. There's not really a precedent for this, so this is going to be a learning process both for us and for the city. This kind of project happens around the world fairly frequently, but we're kind of in the vanguard here in the States trying to redevelop a space like this. In Europe and other cities around the world, underground spaces are being revitalized in ways like we envisioned, because as cities densify and people are attracted back to cities, they want those kind of amenities. And here's 70,000 square feet that isn't being used. Why can't it be used? So DC has struggled in its representation or support of the arts, and we'd like to offer, a focal point for a lot of that to happen and bring another, shine another light on what's happening in DC and give the city a greater cultural cachet. DC wants to be a world-class city, and it's achieving those goals in a number of ways, and we think this is a chance to really foster that and also begin to have discussions that aren't currently being, held around the city. Let's be provocative and think about where the city's going.
Again, that piece was put together by one of DC's, or rather a group of DC TV's student producers. Here I have the pleasure to meet one of those producers, Miss Regina Bradley. Welcome, Regina, to Student Exposure. So tell me a little bit about how the project got started.
Well, the project got started by the founder of the art coalition of DC Underground, Mr. Julian Hunt. Mr. Hunt decided that he wanted to take a trip to Barcelona to the Olympics, and he saw how well that they had turned the city around, had transformed the city, and he decided to take that transformation back to the capital. And when he got back, he found out that nothing was going on here. So he decided to go to the city and ask them, can he use the space? And after 15 years and visiting and worrying the city, he got the 5-year lease, and he was able to start work on this particular project.
Well, obviously, it shows his persistence has paid off. It looks like it's going to be a great space for D.C. residents and visitors to the city alike. Do you think that this will be a well-attracted place that people will want to go see what's happening underground at DuPont Circle?
Exactly. We talked to the manager of the ACDU, and he told us that they had a whole lot of dreams for the space, like the art museums and cultural functions, and a lot of space for big groups to have different functions.
Right. Sounds like it's a perfect fit for DuPont Circle to me. Hopefully you will have another piece where we can see maybe the finished product rather, after all of the work has been completed.
Yes, yes, we will. And starting next year, they said they're going to get started next year, and they hopefully will have this project almost completed, if not completed.
Great. Well, Regina, thank you so much for sharing your piece. I look forward to seeing more from you. In the near future, the managing director imagines a variety of events happening at DuPont Underground, such as music concerts, theater productions, corporate events, and light shows. For more information, visit DuPontUnderground.org.